8 reasons why Brazil's rainforests are doomed, and why we should all be worried. Let's be real. Brazil's rainforests are in trouble. Deep trouble. Every year, we hear about a few more acres getting chopped down, burned, or bulldozed. And while it might feel like some distant environmental problem, the destruction of Brazil's rainforests affects all of us. The Amazon, often called the lungs of the planet, plays a huge role in stabilizing the Earth's climate, preserving biodiversity, and regulating rainfall. So yeah, it matters a lot. Here are 8 reasons why Brazil's rainforests are headed toward disaster, and why it's not just Brazil's problem anymore. 1. Deforestation is basically business as usual. Despite international outcry, satellite images show that deforestation in Brazil isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. Trees are coming down at alarming rates, especially in the Amazon. Why? Mostly for cattle ranching and soy farming. Brazil is one of the world's top beef and soy exporters, and forest land is being cleared to make room for more cows and crops. There are laws against excessive deforestation, sure, but enforcement is spotty at best. When profit speaks, the trees fall. 2. The government flips-flop too much. Brazilian environmental policy changes depending on who's in power. One administration might commit to conservation, while the next rolls back protections and cuts funding to enforcement agencies. It's like playing environmental roulette every election cycle. And that inconsistency makes it nearly impossible to create long-term strategies to protect the rainforest. You can't save a forest with 4-year plans and political point scoring. 3. Illegal logging and mining are out of control. Even when the laws exist, a lot of destruction happens under the table. Illegal loggers, gold miners, and land grabbers are constantly invading protected areas and indigenous lands. Why? Because there's money to be made, and not enough oversight to stop them. When environmental agencies do try to crack down, they're often underfunded, understaffed, or outright threatened. It's the Wild West out there, chainsaws and all. 4. The global demand for meat isn't helping. Let's not pretend this is all on Brazil. A big chunk of deforestation is driven by global demand. The world wants cheap meat and soy, and Brazil delivers. That's not to say Brazilians don't eat beef. They absolutely do. But global consumption fuels the machine. Every burger or steak imported from Brazil is basically a bite out of the rainforest. If consumers in the US, Europe, and China demanded more sustainable practices, things might change. But until then, business as usual. 5. Indigenous communities are being pushed out. Indigenous peoples have been protecting the rainforest for centuries. They have the knowledge, the culture, and the spiritual connection to the land. But now their territories are being invaded, sometimes violently, by outsiders looking to exploit the land. These communities are often ignored or silenced by the state, even though they're our best bet at keeping the forest standing. When they lose their land, the forest loses its defenders. 6. Fires are being used as a weapon. Every dry season, fires rage across the Amazon. Some are natural, but many are deliberately set to clear land for farming. It's a cheap and dirty method, and the results are devastating. Fires destroy more than just trees. They release carbon, kill wildlife, and sometimes spiral out of control. In 2019, remember those apocalyptic smoke clouds over Sao Paulo? That wasn't a freak event. It's becoming the norm. 7. Climate change is making it worse. Here's the kicker. The Amazon is both a victim of and contributor to climate change. When the forest is healthy, it absorbs carbon dioxide. But when it's cut down and burned, it releases carbon instead, tons of it. And as the planet warms, parts of the rainforest are drying out, making it easier for fires to spread and harder for trees to recover. It's a vicious cycle, and we're watching it unfold in real time. 8. There's more talk than action. You've heard the speeches, the promises, the international summits. Save the Amazon has been a rallying cry for decades. But while politicians talk, the forest keeps disappearing. Sure, there are local success stories, certain areas where conservation efforts are working, but they're exceptions, not the rule. Until there's serious political will, real funding, and pressure from the global community, we're going to keep losing this fight. So, what now? It's easy to feel helpless about something so massive and far away. But if you care about the planet, if you like breathing clean air, eating food that relies on stable weather, or simply think wild places should exist, then this matters. Support organizations that are protecting the rainforest. Pressure companies and governments to source products responsibly. Eat less meat. Share the truth. Brazil's rainforests may be doomed unless we collectively decide they're worth saving. Because once they're gone, they're not coming back.